today. To give you a brief introduction about Atticus, Atticus Advisor is a management consulting firm which also provides training for corporate skill development. Atticus provides certification program followed by life project opportunity which enables students to build their profile for entrance preparation, job interview, higher studies, and holistic upskilling. For today's session, we have on board Mr. Parthasharthi Ghosh. He's an electrical engineer from Techno India, Kolkata, and an MBA in finance from NMIMS Mumbai. He has over 7 years of experience, ranging from sales, operation, analytics, and management consulting. He has got extensive experience in insurance, retail, pharma, and BFSI sector. He has given pivotal in converting as well as servicing a large number of clients for Atticus Advisor in both management consulting and service operations. He is also an avid reader and writer, which contribute to his storyboarding skills. Today's webinar will be taken by him. We thank you, Partho, for giving us time for today's session. Now it's the time to hand over to you, sir. So welcome everyone. Welcome, sir. So you can carry on. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Nancy. Thank you for those kind words. A little bit more on this. Hi, Tejal, can you hear us? Yeah. Yep. So we've got a couple of people who've joined us and a few more who are dialing in. So, good evening. This is going to be the last series in our last episode in our series of webinars, which have been for fundamentals of marketing and finance. And we have been having these sessions for a while now. What we have is a sequence of programs which are designed for people who are MBA aspirants, new age entrepreneurs, or first year MBA students who are looking at a quick understanding or a quick brush up of everything marketing or everything finance. So we have conducted a sort of a demo or a light version in a series here. This is for free, and you can find all the previous ones in a YouTube link. If you would all be so kind as to share your numbers, then Nancy will coordinate and she's going to send over what's the link for the YouTube channel where you can find out all of our previous videos. Before we go ahead, a couple of Zoom related etiquettes. Etiquette number one, whenever you guys have a problem in listening or to audio, don't worry. You don't have to worry at all. What you have to do is simply disconnect once and connect back again. Usually that seems to work with Zoom. If that is also a problem, then you can WhatsApp Nancy or whoever was the one who was your coordinator for Atticus, and that person will make sure that you can join back. And even if that doesn't work, don't worry. This session is being recorded, so you can catch this again on YouTube later. The second thing is there would be a sequence of certain questions where I would be flashing a couple of slides. This is one of those. So keep a lookout for this slide. Whenever I flash the Amazon slide, it means that I've asked a question, and whoever of you answers it correctly and first gets a chance to win a 500 rupees Amazon voucher, a guaranteed 500 rupees voucher. So that will not be for all kinds of questions or obvious ones. तो आप लोग और ज़्यादा पार्टिसिपेट कीजिए, आप और ज़्यादा इसमें हमारे वेबिनार में आप सवाल पूछिए और जवाब दीजिए, और जब भी ये स्क्रीन सामने होगा, जब भी ये स्लाइड आपके सामने रहेगा, तब आप जब जवाब दोगे तो आप 500 रुपीज का Amazon वाउचर जस्ट स्क्रॉल डाउन. सो आप लोगों को ये ब्रोशर मिला ही होगा, और अगर नहीं मिला है तो कोई बात नहीं. यू कैन जस्ट पिंग like I said, our coordinators like Nancy, who's going to explain to us why this course is important. So in this webinar में थोड़ा उसके बारे में भी बात करूंगा. We have covered multiple sessions in our previous sessions, so things like STP and perceptual map and generic Porter's model, the BCG matrix, and other stuff. We have also covered the financial system in India in detail. The one thing that we have covered a little lightly in the previous section was the debt and equity market. Now, the debt and equity market is a very interesting section, which regardless whether आप marketing के हो, आप finance के हो, आपका कोई सा भी background हो, it is still going to be relevant and important for you to understand. Okay? So just before that, Let me just ask this question open out there. And anybody of you can reply. Is anybody here out here who is already aware of the debt or equity market? Anybody here is already aware of the debt or equity market? Anybody? All right. So I'm going to assume that you are not. Give me just a second. I will open up a file to explain this. Apologies, system throw. All right. I hope you can see my screen. So we are going to be talking about a debt and equity market today. Now, I am completely aware that all of you, many of you think that the debt market or the equity market is actually not related to मेरे फील्ड का नहीं है या तो मार्केटिंग का है या फिर फाइनेंस का है या whatever, but नहीं. The debt and equity market in a country is something which is relevant for everyone, and everyone must have a perspective towards it, regardless of whether you are planning to major in finance or in marketing or any of those stuff. Let's cover debt. Debt in its simple, as the word suggests, का मतलब है loan या interest या mortgage. A lot of you people would have heard the word loan, interest, mortgage used in multiple settings. So a lot of people would have heard the word loan या फिर interest या फिर mortgage या फिर
Yes, sir.
lending and so on. Sorry, I think somebody is trying to say something. Himanshu, yes?
No, sir. Everything is clear, sir.
All right. Let me just mute you. If you've got any question to ask, you can just raise your hand. Himanshu, take care, or else you can put it in the chat. For now, just for the sake of our call, we're just keeping you on mute. Take care. All right. Uh, Coming back to the interest and the market segment. Interests, except for the obvious meaning जो इंग्लिश में बोलते हैं, interest का अर्थ क्या है? What does interest mean? What does the word interest mean? Interest is the cost or expense or premium or price that is paid for a deposit. The cost, expense, premium or price that is paid for a deposit. ठीक है? सबसे सिंपल एग्जांपल, आप बैंक में जाते हो, बैंक में जाके आप लोग क्या करते हैं यार? फिक्स डिपॉजिट बनाते हैं. ठीक है, फिक्स डिपॉजिट का क्या नाम है? Could be a term deposit, it can be a recurring deposit. ठीक है? So when you have a term deposit or a recurring deposit, you will get a guarantee or an assurance, right? So you will have an assurance from the bank when it is a fixed deposit that I am going to get 5% per annum or 1% or whatever, 0.75% per month, right? So the bank gives you an assurance कि कुछ भी हो जाए मैं आपको 5% per annum या 0.5% per month का एक इंटरेस्ट आपको दूंगा. ठीक है? नेक्स्ट इज टर्म. देयर हैज टू बी अ टाइम. सो एक टर्म डिपॉजिट में एक फिक्स्ड टाइम होगा विच इज 1 year. अगर आपने 1 साल के पहले उसको तोड़ा तो आपको उससे कम पैसे मिलेंगे, शायद आपको नहीं भी मिल सकता है, शायद आपका इंटरेस्ट कट के आएगा एंड सो ऑन. Recurring deposit में सेम होगा. If you're going to break it before suppose 18 months, as an example, 18 months, then you are not going to get your complete return. So when we are talking about interests, and a good example is a fixed deposit. A fixed deposit is of two types, a term deposit and a recurring deposit, where you're going to get an assurance and a time. Okay. Now, let me ask you this question. टर्म डिपॉजिट या फिक्स डिपॉजिट का मतलब है कि बैंक ने गारंटी लिया है, बैंक ने गारंटी लिया है कि वो आपको 5% पर एनम देगा ही देगा, राइट? हाउ डज इट कम अप विद दिस एश्योरेंस? एंड दिस इज ए Amazon question. How does a bank come up with this assurity? So Himanshu is saying that it is by investing. Now, I'm not certain what investing means, so I can't give it to you, unfortunately, Himanshu. No, so the bank cannot give an a surety based on investing in other stocks. No, Himanshu, that's unfortunately incorrect. How does a bank give you the guarantee that it is going to give you the interest rate? Yes, so you're right. The government bonds, well, not exactly. Hold on. No worries. So, well tried. Let me just share the answer. The simplest way in which a bank gives you the surety is by loans. So the bank will be lending out your money at 7.5% minimum for 1 year, and hence is able to assure you the guarantee of the fixed deposit. Government bonds, not so much. Not a lot of banks invest so highly on government bonds. There are some government bonds on which they have to invest, but that is not a big part of the portfolio. Investing in other stocks, no. So if the bank is going to take your money and it will invest in other stocks, then how is it going to assure you of that interest, right? So there is the component of risk which is added in stocks. Hence, the money which is assured to you in a term deposit is assured because that portfolio, that main term deposit or the deposit portfolio जो बैंक आपसे लेता है, उसको आगे lend out करता है. Hence, the bank is certain that it can give you a return of 5%. ठीक है? क्यों? क्योंकि वो खुद ही 7.5% रेट पे बाहर lend करेगा. You see? So, why are fixed deposits so lucrative? What makes fixed deposit such a lucrative proposition? Are lucrative. Why is any of those interest-based or debt-based uh, investments opportunities lucrative? So you can invest in two ways. There is a debt and equity. Now you have to understand why are fixed deposits lucrative? Okay. So let me explain to you first what is. Let's look at some other features of debt. We're now studying debt. Okay. This is all debt, debt, debt. Debt is everything low risk, low return. No, Himanshu, not more interest rate, unfortunately. Well tried again, but no. So debt is everything which is low risk and low return. The interest or the return that you're going to get from a fixed deposit is going to be less. It's going to be 5%, 5.5%, 7%, not more than that. It is unlikely that you can get a better interest rates in a bond or in even in a government bond. Anything more than 7.5%. However, you have the assurity of low risk. For people who here who have had credit cards or who have loans of their own or who have ever applied for a loan or something, you would be familiar with credit rating. You would be familiar with the credit rating of an agency. So if you are going to go out for a loan, so if you're going to go for a loan from a bank, from the government, from a private lending company, from a individual, okay, let's say that you are going to lend money, okay, which of these, so let me just actually write them down. So there's a bank, there's a, okay, let's be more specific. There's a private bank, there's a government bank, there's a private company, there's a government company, there's an individual, and there's the government of India. If you are going to put rating, who among these are most likely to return your money? अगर आपने इनको lend किया, so you have lent money to the following. You're right, Himanshu. So the government of India is the safe. So if I were to put a code to it, that would be called triple A. All right. Who here is most likely to not return? It will be the individual. CCC. अगर आपने किसी को 1 लाख रुपए दिया है, जितना risk associated है with that individual compared to the government, it is massive, right? So it will be CCC. Next, let's look at banks. A private bank might be A, ABB. A government bank might be AAB. So an example of a private bank is HDFC, ICICI, Axis Bank. A government bank is simple. It is SBI, Bank of India, PNB, and so on. So if you lend money to State Bank, it is definitely going to pay back versus private bank. Okay. Now let's look at private company. Private company would be A, might be B, whereas a government company might actually be A, B. Now let's do a simple sort. The safest to lend money to is going to be the government of India. The riskiest would be the individual. The government banks would be little less, private bank little less, government company would be a little less, even lesser, private company would be lesser than that. All right. So always remember, if the risk is high in an investment, the return would be high in that investment. This would be the lowest interest rate, and this would be the highest interest rate. All right. This is the rating, this is the interest. Why are we discussing all of this? We are trying to understand debt as a market. Okay. So you have an individual. So just copy all of these. Every single entity that you see here is capable of, so these are the borrowers, these are the lenders. Does the government of India lend to people? Yes, it does. Do government banks lend? Yes. Private banks? Yes. Government companies? Yes. Private companies? Yes. Individuals. Right. So why are we trying to understand this? In the marketplace outside, whenever someone talks about the debt market, what you will have is a situation where you would have borrowers and you would have lenders. You would have a situation where you would have borrowers and you would have lenders. In that, each of these entities are capable of lending money to each of these entities. The way they lend out money is determined by what the borrowers do with the money. One, what is the risk capacity of the lender? Two. So the debt market works on what is the underlying asset, what is the risk capacity. All right. Let's try and understand what is the term meaning. What is the underlying asset? Has anybody heard this term before? Let's have an Amazon question. Um, when I say the underlying asset for a loan, what would be the underlying asset for an infrastructure bond made by L&T? What? This is an Amazon 1,000 rupee question, by the way. If someone gets this right, I'll be very super impressed. So, what would be the underlying asset for an infrastructure bond by L&T? What would be the underlying asset for an infrastructure bond by L&T? Okay, no takers, no problem. Machinery. No, Himanshu. So, when we're talking about L&T, and we're talking about an infrastructure bond, the underlying asset is the actual infra which is built. For example, if L&T, if anybody is from Mumbai, if they are making the Malad flyover, then L&T's responsibility is to make the Malad flyover. Then the underlying asset is the Malad flyover. So the money that you're lending to L&T, so in that case, let us say that I am the lender and I am lending to a private company, which is L&T, and the underlying is a flyover in Mumbai. So the underlying is going to be an actual physical infra in the city, public, sorry, which is public, right? Okay. Now let us look at risk capacity. Typically, what kind of risk capacity do we have? Yes, Simanchu, you raise your hand. Go on. You have a question?
Hello,
Yes, Simanchu, tell me.
sir. How can be a public infrastructure can be an asset, sir? Underlying asset, because it is for the public. It is of the public. So if L&T is building that, so for a bank, how can it be an underlying asset? That's my question.
Okay. So if you forget the ethical and the moral ways in which ownership works, the legal way in which ownership works is by commercial or written proof. Okay. So who has commercial authority on any object in this city? Whoever has built it. So if the government of India has permitted the municipality of Mumbai has permitted someone to build a road, then the road is owned by a private entity. So when you pay toll taxes, when any of you go from outside of Mumbai or you come in Mumbai, and sometimes you pay tolls, very often you pay tolls, you would be paying toll to either an individual or an agency which is collecting the toll on your behalf. Correct? That is because the responsibility for maintenance of that flyover or that physical asset is on that entity. So, for example, if it is Reliance who has built it or whoever has built it, it is their responsibility to maintain it and run it, and hence you pay a toll. Same in this case, L&T, not a private bank, but L&T, Larsen and Toubro, has been given the contract by the city of Mumbai to um, build a flyover. Now, L&T may or may not have the cash immediately. L&T may or may not have the cash immediately to build the flyover on the same day. Hence, L&T releases an infrastructure bond. me explain the process. So let us say there is a flyover in Mumbai, right? And let us say the cost of the flyover, price. As per the BMC, which is the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, or whoever is going to be the owner of the flyover, they have priced that flyover at, let's just put a rounded number, 1200 crores. All right. So BMC is willing to pay 1200 crores to L&T to build a flyover. Okay. L&T will not be paid the 1200 crores on day one, correct? It will be paid the 1200 crores after the project is complete. There would be some part payments in advances and so on. Now, flyover in Mumbai as per L&T. So they will recover in tolls. So they will not recover in tolls. Let me just explain the example because they need not even run tolls here. As per L&T, the cost of making a flyover is, let's say, 850 crores. Okay. So how much profit is L&T going to make? L&T is going to make a profit of 1200 crores minus 850 crores, which is, let me round it off, 400 crores. Okay. Now, L&T needs 850 crores to build the flyover, but it may not have 850 crores on day one. So what does it have? It will ask for an advance for flyover. That would be, let's say, 350 crores. Okay. By BMC. So BMC will say, I will pay you 350 crores. आप काम तो चालू करो ना. आपको शुरू में क्यों 1250 करोड़ दूंगा, है ना? बाकी 900 crore I'll pay you later. But L&T still needs 500 crore more. So now infra bond of 500 crores are released by L&T. So L&T will now come to you and will come to me and will say, hey, why don't you invest with me? I'm going to be using your money for infrastructure. That infrastructure is going to be built. The moment you pay L&T, L&T is a safer, more reliable company, and hence it will take your money and it is going to build you that bridge. Once that bridge is built, BMC, which is the government, is going to pay L&T. And from that profit, which is the 400 crores, L&T will pay the investors. So this becomes a debt market profit. L&T is borrowing money from you. So L&T borrows 500 crores at 5% interest. So it will borrow 500 crores from multiple people, not just one person. Even if it's a, let's say, 10% interest. Okay. Now, L&T will launch in your newspaper, you will see ads, infrastructure bonds, you will see in mutual funds, infrastructure funds, and so on. Okay. Just for the explanation on everyone else also, Himanshu, I'm just completing with this example. L&T will pay back 500 plus 10%, which is 50 crores, right? But L&T is going to get 400 crores in return. Isn't that right? So therefore, it is assured of this payment. There are two transactions happening. L&T is sure that BMC will pay it 1250 crores. And hence, L&T is sure that it will be able to build a flyover. And hence, L&T is sure that it can return you this money. तो जब पार्थो या कोई भी L&T में इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है, वो पैसा यहाँ पे जा रहा है एक फिजिकल एसेट में. Hence the example is an actual physical infrastructure. लेकिन because ये एक actual physical infrastructure है and because it is a very low risk proposition, इसमें risk is going to be low to very low. ठीक है. Now let's become disruptive. एकदम ही अलग स्टोरी. Equity. Today is day one. Guys, just give me 1 second. Equity. Equity का अर्थ क्या है? What does the word equity mean? Ownership. Component. Parts. All of this are important to understand the concept of equity. अगर आपके पास यहाँ पे एक सिंपल एग्जांपल पकड़ते हैं, एक टी स्टोर है. Let's say I love giving this example because I can explain this very quickly because it is simple और आप सबको बहुत जल्दी से समझ भी आ जाता है. आपके पास एक टी स्टॉल है. उस टी स्टॉल में कुछ कंपोनेंट क्या है? एक रनिंग इन्वेंटरी है. ठीक है. इसका मतलब क्या है? टी, कॉफी, शुगर, मिल्क, वाटर, बिस्किट्स, स्मॉल स्टफ. ठीक है. एक फिक्स्ड इन्वेंटरी है. इसका मतलब क्या है? ग्लासेस. तो यहाँ पे टी, कॉफी, शुगर, मिल्क. फिर आता है फिक्स्ड इन्वेंटरी जैसे कि द स्टॉल, गैस, बर्नर इफ नीडेड, स्टोव, वो तो आ गया है, चेयर्स, cups. You want to keep some cups and plates also there. ठीक है. Those will be fixed inventory. Okay. Next, you can have a helper there. Someone who will wash uh, mm, the utensils, washer. So there will be a dishwasher. There you might even keep a cook if you want. Like the whole thing is outsourced. Or you can just keep one helper. So this is staff. You can just say the whole thing as helper. मोटा मोटा यही 3 आपके मेन खर्चे होंगे. उसके ऊपर के आपके उपरांत कुछ खर्चे हो सकते हैं जैसे कि अगर आप रेंट पे कर रहे हो तो देयर वुड बी अ रेंट कंपोनेंट एंड सो ऑन. तो एक टी स्टॉल चलाने के लिए ये आपके ब्रॉड हेडर्स हो गए. ठीक है. और आपका रेवेन्यू कहाँ से आएगा? तो इफ आई से, by the way, if you guys are interested in an Excel course, there is something which is going on right now. You can reach out to Nancy or someone. We've got a massive discount right now, almost at a 70%. So we are giving out a 1299 course at around 499. But that's going to be valid only till 1 or 2 more days. So if you guys want to register for that, go ahead quickly. ये रेंट हुआ. उसके बाद उसके रेवेन्यू के सोर्सेस क्या होंगे? तो द रेवेन्यू सोर्सेस क्या हो सकते हैं? टी, कॉफी, बिस्किट्स, बस. और तो कुछ रेवेन्यू कहीं से आएगा नहीं. अभी what is its profit? Its profit will be the revenue minus cost. सर क्या आप थोड़ा जल्दी पॉइंट पे आ सकते हैं? Yes, just 2 minutes. Profit is revenue minus cost. Okay. Now you had 2 partners. And here's the question. There are 2 of you who are running this. After all of this, let's say that you have run a revenue of 5 lakh rupees. You have a cost of whatever 3,50,000. एक साल के बाद डर मत जाओ. तो प्रॉफिट आपका कितना हुआ? रेवेन्यू माइनस कॉस्ट. तो 2 पार्टनर्स में कितना मिलना चाहिए? पार्टनर ए और पार्टनर बी को. लेट अस से दैट दे आर बोथ 50%. So partner A is also 50%. Partner B is also 50%. ठीक है. तो इन लोगों को इंडिविजुअली कितना मिलना चाहिए? ऑप्शन 1 75,000. सॉरी, Manshu is saying 75,000. So option 1 is 75,000. Option B is 2,50,000 हो सकता है. Option C is depend. Any guesses, guys, between the three? First option, Manju is saying. All right. So this is where the part of equity becomes interesting and tricky. No. If you see this entire page, guys, a company is more than its profits. A company is more than its revenues. A company is more than its costs. It is a combination of all of these things and includes its assets, includes its inventories, includes its liabilities also. Unfortunately, for this time, the answer is depends. But you are going to say, sir, matlab, you did not give enough data, so we thought this. But even in this case, let's try and understand a little. Why would you be paid 75,000, 75,000? Let's see each of these areas individually. This is the revenue that is coming. 5 lakh aa gaya. Lekin who owns this 5 lakhs? This 5 lakhs is going to the tea stalls account. Now, there are three costs. उस साल आपने चाय कॉफी वगैरह खरीदा, आपने स्टॉल गैस बर्नर वगैरह खरीदा, हेल्पर को दिया, ठीक है? क्या आप हेल्पर को सैलरी बिना काम करके देने वाले हो? नहीं. सो सपोज यू स्टॉप योर वर्क आफ्टर 1 ईयर, 1 साल ही आप चलाओगे, आप स्टाफ को हटा सकते हो, तो ये कॉस्ट आपका जीरो हो गया. रनिंग इन्वेंट्री का देखते हैं. अगर आप कॉफी आप अपना शॉप चलाओगे नहीं, तो उसका कोई कॉस्ट भी नहीं आएगा, बिकॉज यू वोंट हैव टू बाय टी कॉफी अगेन. तो जितना खर्चा हुआ था उतना ही हो गया, अगर कुछ रह गया तो अलग बात. So this will be the remaining inventory. Now, look at the stall gas burners, chairs, cups. इनका क्या होगा? When the company is owning this part, the owners are owning this part as well. वहां पे हर एक एसेट पे दोनों का हक है. तो एक साल बाद ये जो स्टॉल गैस बर्नर्स चेयर्स कप्स ये है, मान लो इनका कॉस्ट होता हुआ था, मतलब इनका रीसेल वैल्यू इज 1.5 लाख रुपए, ठीक है? हाइपोथेटिकली 1.5 लाख रुपए. देन they are also owed that 1.5 lakh rupees. They are also owed that 1.5 lakh rupees. Correct? Now, let us say that in this revenue, in this partnership, it is A, B is 50%, 50%. You don't know what is the ownership contract or what are the deals of ownership or what is the component of ownership. इसका मतलब है, if A and B are 50% owners, however, they have been agreed कि आप 3 साल से पहले पैसे नहीं निकाल सकते हैं, then they would stand to make no money if the stall is shut. So, every time you have a situation where there are multiple owners of a company, you need to first figure out whether or not there are other terms and conditions, whether or not the company has made a profit or made a loss, whether or not there are other lenders or debtors, and then finally whether or not there are existing physical assets. ठीक है? मान लो वो लोग एक लोन पे कर रहे हैं, जिसका वो लोग इंटरेस्ट पे कर रहे हैं, वो भी इंक्लूडेड होगा. मान लो ये रेंट अगर 20,000 है, लेकिन इसका एक डिपॉजिट अमाउंट था 1 लाख का, विच इज वेरी कॉमन, राइट? तो 1 लाख उसका डिपॉजिट अमाउंट हो गया. तो अगर आप ये दुकान बंद करोगे, automatically you will also have to consider this 1 lakh deposit going back into the tea stall, which is going back to the partners. So I know when I said equity, I'm sure a lot of you guys thought of the fancy thing, which is ownership of a company and everything. But it is important to understand from a very simple example also कि equity का मतलब क्या है. So today when you open your, so I've just sort of jumped a little ahead because we have covered how to read a P&L and what is accounting and basic accounting earlier. Um, when you have a company and you're trying to understand what is the ownership or what is the equity share of its partners or how much are they owned or owed money, the equation or the calculation becomes a little complicated. Hence today what I want you to guys to do is pick up any of the annual reports, whether it is TCS or Tata Steel or any of the good ones. Pick up an annual report of a publicly listed company and then go through very carefully their owner's equity and the shareholder conversations. And then you will understand that Tata Steel is much, much more than the 300 rupee or 400 rupee stock price. If Tata Steel has opened 25 factories today, then if you think that the company is doing well, it means that every single part of the company has to do well. So your decision making about a company or your judgment about a company has to be decided on all the things or all the components of that company, which is its running inventory, its fixed inventory, its staff costs, its rent costs, its interest, and so on. So be it a small tea stall or be it a large company, when you're going to be looking at it from the equity perspective of a company, it is important to understand where does the ownership lie. All right. Nancy, this is what we have for today. Do you want to take ahead?
Yes, sir. It was very wonderful session. Actually, it was so insightful. Got to learn a lot. So thank you so much, sir, for giving your time, precious time. And it was a good opportunity to learn a lot from you. So, students, do you have any queries or any suggestions? Manshu, thank you for participating so much and showing you so much interest. Tejal and Manshu, do you have any queries? Okay, you. Oh, that's great. So you can, if you have any further queries, you can ask me on the WhatsApp. You got all the messages from there, and all of your numbers is on WhatsApp. I will be rolling out a feedback form, and please kindly fill up for the betterment to conduct more webinars in future. And thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Bye bye. Thank you very
Bye
much.
bye, sir. Thank you.
Take care.